Full time at Bramall Lane, Arsenal 3-0 winners, and that was much better. A quick disclaimer on the whole thing: Sheff Utd were really poor, didn't really trouble us at all. They didn't even sort of trouble us with long balls and crosses as they had done using McBurney in some previous games. They are a team that are, look beaten, look relegated, look maybe as if they're almost building for life back in the Championship. Maybe that's the reason they attempted a more kind of possession-based style, because they're thinking that's what they're going to need or use going forward. But all that said, this was a lot better from Arsenal, and I think crucially the balance was better, and that's what I want to talk about really on here this evening. I think when you pick your centre forward, and at the present time Mikel Arteta's got a choice really, hasn't he, between Alexander Lacazette and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, robbed of the choice of starting Aubameyang tonight, it seems, through illness. But when you pick your centre forward, in the formation that we play, the three players behind, you have to pick the right ones to complement that striker. And if you think about what we did on Thursday, we started Lacazette, and off him we had Saka on the right. I've got no issue with that. But then inside we had Emile Smith-Rowe, and outside Willian. And just outside, Willian does not offer you enough in terms of going beyond Lacazette. And I think if you're going to ask Lacazette to do what he does, drop deep, try and link the play, you need players who will go beyond him. And I think the plan on Thursday was for Smith-Rowe to be that guy, for him to kind of spin out to the left and make those runs inside the fullback, beyond the fullback. I don't think he had the legs to do it, frankly, and I don't think we progressed the ball well enough up that side to kind of make that offer any threat. In this game, we had Saka as your number 10. We had Martinelli to the left, Pepe to the right. Frankly, all of those players are capable of running beyond Lacazette. And I think it made for a really interesting, diverse, unpredictable attack. And similarly, if you're going to pick Aubameyang as your centre forward, which is a perfectly valid choice in some games, then I think you want at least a couple of players like a Martin Odegaard, say, someone who can actually play the pass. Some of these players we have can do both of those things. To an extent, Smith-Rowe can do both those things. I think definitely Saka can do both of those things. And I think that's partly why he's so interesting as number 10. But, you have to adapt the team you pick, particularly in that attacking midfield part of the pitch, for the centre forward that you pick. Arsenal did that today. And it's no coincidence that they look better and that the centre forward looked better. It poses some really interesting questions ahead of Thursday. I'm sure, like everyone, I'm sure you all thought this could be Saka as a left back. None of us really saw Saka at left back coming. Perhaps we should have done, because it makes a lot of sense. He's there in our build-up anyway. Why not keep him there? And I thought the use of Ceballos, sort of as outside Martinelli at times when we went forward, was ingenious. That was a really clever piece of innovation. Martinelli and Pepe did a lot tonight to suggest that they should be playing more minutes than they have been. And Martinelli in particular, in fact, do you know what? I could say this for both of them. They weren't perfect games. There were moments of rawness, moments with the occasional bad touch. Maybe they're not continuity players in the way that you might hope. Doesn't matter, because a lot of their actions end in shots or final passes. And for a team that aren't direct enough, that don't take enough shots generally, that's really important, especially when you haven't got someone like Aubameyang. It's interesting now, Arteta's got to make a call on Thursday, if Aubameyang is fit and available, about what he does as centre forward. Given what I'm in the first leg, I'd still be inclined to go with Aubameyang. And maybe that changes who you pick behind him. This is what I'm talking about in terms of it's about chemistry, it's about balance. What else to say? First goal, fantastic. Just a lovely goal. Reminiscent a little bit, I suppose, of the one Saka scored at West Brom. Lacazette involved, Saka involved. It's Lacazette who puts it away. Lovely finish. He needed that, I think, after what happened in midweek. Second one, Credit to Pepe, makes the interception, takes it into the penalty box, and Martinelli's following in. Of course he is. And just to note on Martinelli, by the way, I mean, he was playing that kind of left-sided role that Aubameyang sometimes asked to play, or somehow asked to play, depending on how you see it. But he played very, very high. He played as that kind of left-sided striker. He was higher than Lacazette most of the time. And I think if you're going to have Lacazette, you kind of need someone like that. I made that point earlier on. Third goal, lovely piece of play in midfield from Thomas Partey. Had a very good game today. Interesting that he had a good game in a game where Xhaka was maybe a little bit less removed, a bit more removed rather, playing a bit deeper. I don't know, might be overthinking that one. And yeah, good finish from Lacazette. Really good finish. Really good finish. It's funny, isn't it? I mean, he was a player, I seem to remember, who never scored goals away from home. Now he scores the vast majority of his goals in the Premier League away from home. Listen, we've had some rough Sunday nights this season. I think we'd lost 4 Sunday night games already. We've had a rough couple of weeks. So let's enjoy a victory. And let's have a think about how this influences the team selection for Thursday. A lot depends on fitness. Do we have Odegaard? Do we have Smith Rowe? Do we have Aubameyang? Nice to have options potentially, but it is about getting that balance. And I think Arteta, he knows his central midfield, most likely. You know, it's either Xhaka and Partey, or if he sticks with Xhaka as left back, which I'm not sure he will. I think he might go back to Cedric. But he could, you know, play Xhaka left back and play Ceballos midfield. If it's Cedric as left back, you've got to play one of Martinelli or Pepe on that left-hand side, I think, just in terms of what they give you. We'll leave it there. I'm going to go and watch Line of Duty because everyone else is, aren't they? All right, bye.